Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Feeling cool today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Kind of cold out there right now. Mm-hmm. Kind of day where you feel that bone-chilling cold and you feel like you want to get out to another part of the world. Get a little sunshine on your shoulders. Get a little warmth in your soul. Go to a place where you can put the top down. Feel your hair blowing in the wind. You know what that place is? It's a little city called L.A. She's my lady. I love L.A. You will too.
I wish you would just do like a show on Sirius or something.
You know what was so
I'd love
great
to drive
about
down
that?
the street and just like hear your voice and hit every post to something that actually meant something or was funny.
That's very kind of you. Every now and then when we start the show, I'm just incredibly motivated just to play. Let me turn that down. How about turning it off?
And it was a perfect classic rock talk-up because it was entertaining. It filled the exact amount of time, and you said precisely nothing. What you said is that
right.
You like L.A., and you hope that I do too.
Yeah, but for me, that changed my life.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
If
that's
I'm
why
driving
it's so
down the
great.
road, I'm like, oh man, that guy rules.
Yeah,
now
that's
time
the
to go
best.
to work.
That's the best part about it. It's just it doesn't stand up to if you really
Yes.
review the content. It's magical to the ears. It's so cool.
Would you like,
so great.
since I'm in the mood, would you like a Bob White talk-up?
Oh God, yes, yes.
All right, here we go. Here's Patsy Cline.
I go out walking after.
Sorry, that was a quick
I love that. That was quick.
From Gore, Virginia.
Hey, Rob, do you sound this good on your show?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Do you sound as good on your show?
No.
No.
But you know what? But we all love DJs, and we love being DJs, and it's fun, and that's that's what
Why
we do.
did you fight me back when I completely just jabbed you in the throat with karate chopped you with my hand?
Because sometimes when you catch him early, he hasn't ramped up yet. But you know what? We've got something in the soundboard that can always cover that. You know. In fact, ask the same question about his show.
Hey,
again,
Rob,
okay?
are you this great on your show?
They're all the same size, jerk.
All right, so and it does. I isolated that. Rob isolated that. Sent it to me.
Pony did
You know.
actually.
Now ask him how come he doesn't fight back. Go ahead.
Rob, why don't you fight me back more?
They're all the same size, jerk.
All right, so
That works.
And to hear that in context, you need to buy the bonus show this week. And
I
it's
just
it's
had
a wonderful setup for it.
Oh, absolutely.
I have an idea. I have an
Okay.
idea, and perhaps you could do this. This is something you can do in your free time.
Okay.
You can responses. We can put the Rob Spiewak insult response of the day, and it'll be. You don't have to even work. You just record it. Send it to me, and then I'll have it in that same spot because I don't think this. You tell me. I don't think this is going to have legs.
They're all the same size, jerk.
I've
We're
got
gonna
one
need
more.
to
I've got one more.
Okay.
All right, very good.
Rob, why doesn't your wife love you?
They're all the same size, jerk.
Okay, so that you have it standing by, and by the way, you should send them to me,
Right.
and send them to me unlabeled. So you put insult
Number
Oscar.
one.
How about the Rob Spiewak Oscar response of the day, and we'll keep it totally organic. There will be shows where it might not come up, but if it's standing by,
Need a foot.
you and in the privacy of your own domicile,
And maybe
you
after a
can
drink.
record something like that. And after a drink, you can record something
Like
like,
They're all the
Like-
same size, jerk.
Like they
Yeah.
should have. They should have built the wall or something like that.
right. It's yeah,
Bolivia called. They don't want you either.
and you can have it standing by. But
Love
you know
it.
what? Rob has been talking to me about some incident that happened at a basketball game, and you've been telling me this for a couple of days now, and I wanted to make sure that we led with that today because I
think it will
like
shock
to make
you,
sure.
and I think it will amaze you, and I think it will inform you. And
It
I think
will
it will
fascinate you.
It will fascinate you and entertain you. I have been announcing the varsity basketball games this winter at Tuscarora because of my wonderful and excited reception that I received from calling the football games. They want more me, and I think
Right.
no one else wants to
I
do
understand,
it.
Bruce.
But this is different than the football.
By the way, this is a clip from they just isolated the
Yes.
crowd at the last basketball game that Rob called. All right, maybe it wasn't as popular as we thought it was.
Husky pride, Mike. Husky pride.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Are they
yeah.
are they good?
They are playing about. I think they're like 6-3 right now, and the season has 3 more games.
That's not
All
bad.
right.
So they're fun to.
boy!
And Tuscarora's coach just left the football program.
That's right, and we do not know who his replacement is
Yeah,
yet.
he
so,
won, Mike, and then he left.
So
Really?
there's
Is
that-
he
yeah.
moving up? Would he be going up into the college
He's-
ranks?
he's-
No,
Which,
no,
he got a dream job coaching and teaching in I
Santa
believe-
Barbara.
Yeah, and in California. It's what he's always wanted. I don't. The
Wow.
weather is different than Leesburg. I do know that.
you bet. Yeah. That's what the opening of the show is about. So it all comes full
It's
circle
full
early.
circle.
So there's very little announcing to actually do during the game because it moves very fast and you shouldn't talk
Yeah.
during play. So I will do, like a score recap at the end of the quarters. I'll do the opening announcements. I'll play music during the timeouts, which is a lot of fun.
We will
Play that.
We will rock you.
The waiting is the hardest part.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
I've played it. It's
Yeah,
good.
nice
It's a lot
job.
of fun.
The clean version.
So, no, dirty.
Oh,
Very
wow.
dirty. And there's a great sound system in the gym.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Tuscarora. How you doing? Got a big game tonight. Who's a regular opponent for Tuscarora, Rob? I don't know the name.
Potomac
so,
Falls.
Hey, Potomac Falls is coming into town. Those elitist humps. Yeah, that's right. All their rich daddies driving in their BMW SUVs. They're getting over to the basketball court. Meanwhile, out here in Leesburg, we live like the real people. That's right, real Americans with strip malls, Costco's, Walmarts. Yes, sirree. Yeah, Potomac Falls. What a dirty bunch of humps. And tonight, you people in the stands are going to see them die. Yeah, that's right.
Whoa!
I meant it figuratively, of course.
Of course.
But I hope you're enjoying it. My name's Rob Spiewak. I'll be your humble announcer for tonight's game. And let's get the show started. Don't forget, grab yourself a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I'm sorry, I stepped on it. All right, go ahead. I don't know what's going on.
And
I'm out of my
remember
mind
the
today.
Loudoun County policy, you can be removed from the facility for any tobacco use.
You can be
And
removed?
You can be removed from the
You
facility.
can be. You
can
fluffed
be.
it.
Well, I don't have
You
the script in front of me.
That's a you can.
You can and
you have
will.
to punch that. You
Can.
You can. You may. Maybe even may would be. You may be removed.
Oh, no.
For anything.
You will be. You shall be. There's
Well,
no
you will
stopping.
be.
Yes.
I think,
If-
Mike, if you had to say it, how would you say it?
You will be removed if you behave like a silly ass.
Show pride in your school and don't be a silly ass.
Yeah.
And she
hey,
can
guess
get
what?
pregnant.
Hey, guess what, Tuscarora? The Potomac Falls cheerleaders are coming tonight. Yes, sirree. We know how you love that. So, do they bring a pep band?
Potomac Falls is called a full 60-second timeout. Remember to pull out.
God, see,
He can't.
you just
He can't.
ruined it.
He can't. Now
You're
we're
having
now
a
we
great
we went
time.
we went from really just walking right up to that edge, and then he puts his father's a pervert foot
You're like
right
God,
over the
you're
edge.
like Godzilla into that topic.
I
Right.
am a product,
So what happened?
Product of my upbringing.
I know you are.
I'm
God,
sorry
he
my
didn't
father
teach you.
ruined me.
He didn't teach you
Well,
right.
I come from a broken home.
I understand. All right, let's
I
get
just
right
crave
to it.
approval.
You-
there is
you
no
ended-
pep
Move it
band.
on.
There's no pep band because I play the music, between the halves and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we finished up the game, and I'm assisted by Rob Chubbuck, and I really don't need
You
assistance.
guys get a life.
But he
Jesus.
likes to come out and he will,
Chubbuck.
good guy. Rob
everywhere.
Chubbuck. He is everywhere.
You guys banging?
We are not having intercourse. We have not had coitus.
All right, stop.
So we're doing the game and we finish up And there's been a very positive response, and a lot of parents come by and give you a thumbs up. You get a fist bump from the coach. And they like what you're doing. It feels good. So after one of the games, a parent that I don't know, I don't even know if they have anyone on the team, comes up to me and faces me, and behind her is Rob Chubbuck. So I can see Rob Chubbuck, but she can't see Rob Chubbuck. And she says, "Are you the guy who is playing the music? Doing the announcements and playing the music?" And at this point, I can't read whether or not it's going to be, "Hey, great job," or "It's too loud," or
yeah,
"You've
we've all
blown it."
been there.
Brace
But the
yourself.
hair on the back of your neck stands up because you're like, oh God, what's going to happen here?
I can't read
What's
it.
gonna
And I
happen?
said, yes, they brought me on this season. And she says, are you choosing the music? And again, I can't read her. Because,
Well, I'm reading the way you're talking, the way you're doing her voice. I know it's not going to be happy.
And so I said, yeah, I mean, we've had some selections suggested by the team, but I play the music that I think is suitable. And she says, well, I'd like to thank you.
Ah,
And
it is
I
a
said-
positive.
And I said, hey, then at this point, I do think it's a positive. And
Was she? Let me ask you this, because certain people do things. I do it like this because you walk up and you think you want to maybe create the anxiety, like maybe you're going to say something negative, but you know you're going to say something positive. I've done that before.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
you get
do
the
that.
impression this woman was doing this, or was it just the way she
because
spoke?
this conversation takes a wicked left turn in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, I'm glad you like it. She says, I really appreciate it being more, and she leans into me and says, more white.
Oh,
Oh, my
God! Oh, no! Oh my God! Oh my
And
God!
The thing that totally threw me
What
because
has this administration has unlocked the beast? Oh my God!
I
called
think
it, though.
racism's been around for a while.
so my
The
eyebrows,
racism has been
In
around with like a
Leesburg, it was
big,
alive and well.
and
but
my-
no, it had a big iron lid on it, Oscar. It had a big iron lid, and then Cheeto came into office, and everybody came out of their
You
holes.
gotta play like deep tracks from '90s hip hop, like NWA
Yes.
style, except for
Yes.
the police.
So
Respect
I
it.
Yes.
at this
Like the Boys
point,
in Blue.
I am so shocked that my eyebrows are touching my non-existent hairline, and I look over her shoulder, and she can't see him, but Rob Chubbuck's jaw has literally dropped because she said it loud enough that even a passerby could hear. And I said, well, I'm glad you like it. I'm not sure that that's the angle I was going. I was trying to be more inclusive and varied in the selections, but I'm glad you like it. She says, well, it's certainly a step in the right direction.
That is an inappropriate response. I'm glad you like it would not be what I would have said to her.
Well,
I would have
did
looked
go
at her
on
and
to
said
say-
that is an inappropriate thing to say.
What I did say to her
I do not
was-
pick my music based on racial profiling, ma'am.
What I said was that is not the intent. I was trying to be more varied, and that maybe a word you might have wanted to use was inclusive, varied, or spread out along different genres
Is
of music.
Chubbuck hearing you say this
Yes.
to this lady?
And his eyes are saucers.
I
Because
wish,
you
we,
see-
I wish we
anybody
had a
see
witness.
the-
I wish we had a
Go
witness
ahead.
because Chubbuck would probably tell us like he'd be fist bumper and said white is right and move right on,
I'm
right?
pretty sure
Came
that's
to the
what
right
happened.
place.
That's right.
You know, I look
gave her
as
the
somebody
wink. See you at the
as somebody that has been there. You are
tough. Gotta write a letter.
in many cases you are so shocked, and these
Dead on
people
the
that
nose.
do this that you're not sure, and you have to think on your feet, and it's very, very frustrating. By the way, did anybody catch the viral video of the co-ed down in Alabama from New Jersey that
Yep.
just got expelled? I mean, it's just
Big dummy.
everywhere. It's just so stupid. And but you know, I just
I
stunning.
was so stunned that, you know what, I wish I had handled it in a more forthright manner.
What
Is she
are
a
you gonna
mom?
do?
Is she a mom?
She's a mom, but we don't know of who or if a mom to a player because I'm not that involved in the program. But I can't imagine that she wouldn't have a kid on the team if she was at
You
the
gotta
game.
go 100% ethnic now.
Really?
Yeah, how are you going
Like
to do it next
and like
week?
the African eater dance, and then like some salsa in the middle. Like
Nice.
something,
Yeah, you
something
should have
crazy.
gotten her name and
Yeah.
and done that and said send it out to her.
But
specifically.
when it was done,
This is my playlist, lady. See you at the game.
I looked at
God,
Rob.
I mean, what do people assume that just because we're white, we think exactly the same as she does? I mean, more white. That's God Almighty.
My thought walking away from the conversation was, did that really just happen?
You know,
I really couldn't believe it.
I go back. I didn't speak up when I was a club DJ up at
you
the
didn't speak up
Gaithersburg
last
Marriott.
week.
I didn't speak up. What do you mean I didn't speak
Remember
up
we
last
wanted
week?
you to expel that guy, the racist from
Oh, that
the
was
club?
about a couple months ago. But
we were like, hey, and you're like, I'm not going to say anything. We wanted you to write a letter. You wouldn't write a letter.
Yeah, they wanted me to write a letter. I didn't write a letter. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. I
we're all
copped to
cowards.
it. I own it. But back in the day when I was a club
wouldn't do anything
DJ,
either.
and they
Tony
came. Well,
would.
I told him it was unacceptable, and it's
Yeah.
2017.
You
I
did.
said
You
that's
did do that. You did
unacceptable.
do that.
So I confronted him directly,
Yes,
face to
to his
face. I didn't
face.
write a letter. The thing about it is that I remember back when I was a club DJ up in Maryland. And they wanted me to move in that direction with my music. And it was said to me in a very, very, very racist way. And it was not, back in the day.
No Tims, no jerseys.
It sucks.
That's the sign of the club
It
at
sucks.
Bar Baltimore.
Yeah.
No Timberlands, no jerseys. You're like,
Please.
let me see who wears Timberlands. I wear Timberlands, and I'm here.
You know what? You're probably later than I am with that because the fact is that was probably back. Timberlands weren't a thing back then.
Oh, they
That's
weren't.
how long ago that was. But I'll never forget the way it was put to me. I can't repeat it here on the show, but it was horrible.
I can imagine.
It wasn't the N word that was used, but it was another derogatory term that this guy, and by the way, it's used now as a staple of NASCAR. Okay,
I'm with you.
Okay,
American.
All right.
We want real
no.
Americans.
No. Shut up.
You know what?
Anyway, all right. Let
Mike,
me play it.
you said
Let me
I
play it
ruined
for
it.
you.
They're all the same size, jerk.
That's right, jerk.
We're all the
You know,
same.
What
in
are
a
you
way,
going to do? What are you going to do for next game? You have to do something for next game.
I will continue to play a varied mix of music, but I will not be exclusively
Will you
one genre or another.
lean?
No.
Come on, make a
You
statement.
have to.
I do, actually. I do play a lot of rap and hip hop.
Why don't you just play all hip hop? Make this next game the all hip hop game.
All hip hop?
All the time.
Done. You
Like
got
Shady
it.
45.
well, it's just the thing. I think the thing that's most offensive with that is that a person that says this makes the assumption that you have the thimble brain that she does, that you have the frame of reference that is so narrow that she has. And
the
why
way,
does it all?
the way she leaned into me, it really was like she assumed we were part of a club, you know? And it's not the case, lady. And also,
Sad times we live in, baby.
it wouldn't kill you to lose a few pounds.
What about you?
Was she a
says
big
to
fat
her-
white lady?
Nice, thick, plain-looking white lady.
What
Yeah.
about you signals to her that this is one of my guys? Did you
Well,
ever think about that?
The bald head.
With the white hood?
Oh. Did you have
My game time
did
hood.
you have a white hoodie on?
Yeah, no, an
What
actual
did
white
Mr.
hood.
Chubbuck say about it?
We dissected it after the fact. He did not confront her because he was not technically in the conversation.
What did he say about it?
He said to me, I can't believe that just happened. And I asked him, I said, and we replayed it. We said, did she really come down and say she appreciated the fact that the music was whiter? He said, that's exactly what she said. And it was it was so stunning and so unbelievable that, again,
just retired
as
to
you
your
said,
peanut butter cups?
I wish that I had handled it better. That's what I did.
There
I went home and binge ate.
There is a section of white America. Yeah, and let me throw this out. There is a section of white America, and I think this is where the lady that came up to you and people I've bumped into that are, you know what the word is? I would use obsessed with it. It's not necessarily, they're not going out to Klan rallies or anything like that, but they are
Top of mind.
obsessed with racial difference. They're obsessed with it. They can't probably go through a day without some kind of comment, right? Yeah. I mean, there are people like that, and it's just nonstop. And I don't, I guess I'm not trying to say that I'm not capable of slandering any group of people when I'm in an automobile, but I will tell you this, that I don't get the people that feel like they have to constantly, that's the only way certain people think you can make a joke, or that's the only way you can comment on something, and it just
certain people
is.
I think are wired that way.
Right.
And I think it comes from where you and how you are brought up.
Wouldn't it be here? Let me give you the most spectacular scenario.
Okay.
This would be the greatest one of all. You'd say, "Thank you very much. I totally agree. What's your name?"
Yeah.
And she say, "Bada," and then the next thing is said, "By the way, I appreciate the feedback from Mrs. Bada 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 Ba, who shared with me. Thanks for playing more white music."
Yeah.
How did she put it? She put it in a more insidious way.
She says, "I like that the music is more white."
That's exactly how
What
it
about
is.
I
I'd like to
loved
thank Mrs.
rock?
So. Wait,
A
absolutely.
little
But you
more
see,
Kid Rock.
but you understand, and by the way, she's probably the kind of woman who's blissfully unaware of the fact that on 99% of the records that you're playing, there are both, white musicians and black musicians. You know what I mean?
She doesn't
And,
know.
the fact, but it's just, I would like, there's a part of me that just screams, and you did it. Look, I wouldn't have handled it probably any better way than you did. The fact is, you just scream like you want to just call these people out. You want to call these people out.
You're right.
And but it wouldn't have mattered in that crowd.
I mean, what
right?
are you going to do? Roll the lady? No. That's not the answer.
No, I couldn't have been more surprised if she hit me in the face with a fireplace poker. So I really wasn't in the response ready to respond to it in a proper way. I wish I had.
Was she with her family or anything like that, or
She was
did she have a
alone.
kid?
She was.
She was alone.
Yes.
You should go on eBay and get a bunch of cross colors gear and wear that to the next game.
No, I would if you ever saw her again. You might now that you've
Yeah.
composed yourself, you might
Yeah.
want to say, "I found what you said to be offensive." You know, I mean, it really was. And
Yeah.
and the fact is, and the thing about it is, with her, was there any chance that she might have been just a little off?
No.
I'll give. No, she was just. This was the way
No,
she expressed
that's the
it.
way she was.
And whispers it.
and-
So
or-
she knows it's inappropriate
But a
because she
stage
whispers
a
it.
stage whisper because Rob heard it behind her. But the thing that killed me was when she leaned in, like we're part of the same movement.
Who's the celebrity she most resembled?
It's this. She looked a little bit like the Spicer lady, the spokesman for the White House. She had that
Sarah Sanders?
Sarah Sanders. Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That young? She was that young?
A little older than that, but that same
Okay.
general look. Although her eyes were better.
That's not hard.
Beautiful,
All right.
beautiful eyes.
Oh, what a strange world we live in.
Yeah, it's really
Absolutely.
upsetting.
Yeah.
Like,
I
there's so
know.
many
And
things I want to say that he should do, like dress like a Black Panther,
you
but
can't
that's racist.
because they
you know?
blindside
Play the
you.
Red
They
House.
blindside you.
Yeah.
That's true.
People like that blindside us, and I think maybe we should all
This
remember.
is my
And
son
also,
Jabril.
the
What's
thing-
Yeah.
wrong with that? lady?
That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
And also, you know what the thing
Exactly.
is why, if she had this sort of opinion, great.
Move on
She
with your
felt
life.
it so much that she had to come up to me after the game.
That's
and
why I
say it.
said, what about you signals, hey, that guy's in the same fold.
Well, no, maybe she was just attracted to me.
Okay. Well, we can button that up because we know that's not effing true.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Mr. Getty, your grandson, he's been kidnapped.
Yes. $17 million to release him.
I don't have any money.
Get it from your father-in-law. He has all the money in the world.
They will do things to Paul that cannot be undone for any amount of money. We have to pay.
This simply isn't possible. My financial position has changed.
Really? I mean, 30 seconds ago you said it was a good day. I mean, I'm not all that bright, but I can multiply as well as you. With oil up as much as it was this morning, you have amassed another fortune.
Well, what if the embargo is lifted and oil were to crash? I'd be exposed. I have never been more vulnerable financially than I am right now.
Mr. Getty, with all due respect, nobody has ever been richer than you are at this moment.
I have no money to spare.
What would it take? I mean, what would it take for you to feel secure?
More.
It's the Mike
That's
O'Mara
it.
Show.
There it is.
Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Maybe one of the best examples of the way they think that 1% we all strive for in America. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show, live from the Pfeiffer Studios in our nation's capital. This is the show. Whoa. The Mike O'Mara Show, a worldwide podcast and radio show with loyal listeners who get it. If you're here, you're in the know. We are on air, on demand, and heard 24/7 on the new TMOS app. Update it now and get our show all day, every day. You can reach us at 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. Great time to make a new start, buying a new home, refinancing. Home values going up. That means you can refinance to pay off other debt, making it tax deductible, or you can refi to eliminate PMI, mortgage insurance. Cornerstone First Financial will be able to get you through the process quickly and easily. They know how to help. It's likely that the Fed will raise rates 3 times. Count them, 1, 2, 3 this year. 3 times, so you need to get locked in. Cornerstone First Financial can lock in your rate before it's too late. And with the spring housing market already heating up, you can call Cornerstone First Financial to get pre-approved before you meet with a realtor. That is a really, really good position to be in if you're out and you're in the market for a new home. Click their banner on our website or call Cornerstone First Financial 202-625-1221. Mention TMOS and receive a free appraisal at closing. That's cornerstonefirst.com, 202-625-1221. They are licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and Florida. Do it right now. Do it now.
No.
Cornerstone First Financial, and we thank you. These are strange times we live in, boy.
When I was pulling that Christopher Plummer tape yesterday, I sort of bunny trailed a little on YouTube. I didn't realize that he buddied it up, here's that name again, with Jason Robards in their Broadway days.
Oh, and then when Jason Robards was like loaded on stage, right?
Oh God, they would purposely cross upstage during a performance, and while someone else was talking, they'd whisper, "Where do you want to drink tonight?"
Right.
On stage, they would make their evening plans.
Damn.
You should look on Conan. He has
I read an article that talked about Jason Robards going across the street between acts.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. He told a story on Conan, and it's on YouTube, that a cop actually came into a bar where they were because they were making too much noise in a New York City bar, and Robards said, "Come on in and have a drink with us." He says, "I can't. I'm a mounted policeman." He said, "Bring the horse." And the cop brought the horse into the bar. I won't spoil the ending of the story, but it's a great one. So Jason Robards, really a key figure on our show this week.
But, that clip you played is kind of like, what is the Wall Street, where Gordon Gekko says it's a zero-sum game. Right. There are winners and losers, and the competition is. But I would imagine that it would be my experience that the more you amass and the more you have to lose, and the more that's on the line, and that's why you get kind of trapped in that situation. You've heard
everyone that's wealthy that I know is just as worried about life,
everything,
as
if not more so,
as we are. They're just not worried about the money side. They're worried about everything else.
But what they have, and I've heard this expression used, you hear about the golden parachute, which is you work for a company and you can get out with a sum of money. There are what are referred to as the golden handcuffs, which means you are trapped because you cannot eliminate any of that money. You have to have that money continuing to come in. But in the super rich, you've got people that are just what would make you secure? More. So it's constantly more. It's constantly more. There's no need for it.
It's a horrifying thing to think about.
It's just I don't think anybody's, I'd love to see, and I'm sure there are articles out there where people do a deep dive on it to see what's going on. But it's in these interesting times we live in, it makes me think about stuff like that. Where here's a guy who would not pay ransom because he didn't want to give
that movie. All the money in the world is great because it's very white.
My colleagues one thing that they think about is how they raise their kids in a world where they know they can't use that excuse to say we don't have money for that. Like, it's not in the budget, right?
Right.
Like they can say that, but technically they can't, because if they don't get it at their house, which that's fine, they get it somewhere else because the neighbor kid has it, or someone else got a car. Like this whole world of me. Instead, how do you teach? You have to work for every penny.
Yeah.
When I see it at 4 with my son, who will come home on a regular basis and tell me that so-and-so had this toy. and so. So it starts even with 4-year-olds that are rolling around talking about what they have, and then the other kid wants to have it, and let it begin, let the game begin. You know, and we actually have gone through kind of a real upheaval here, where we're kind of chilling on the fact that, you know, when you've got a 4-year-old, like a $4.50 toy is pretty easy just to, you know, it's not $100, and you go in there, and we just had to, you know, it was getting a little out of hand, and it wasn't like every time he goes into a store he gets something, but we were using it kind of a la bribing, and it didn't. It's just not cool, and you know, it's
hard.
Yeah, it's very, very, very difficult to. But it's the way when you get to that level. I've never had that level where you're at the Donald Trump level of wealth. But these guys, I think it's competitive, and they look at the ledger and go, "I want." Well, you heard Trump bragging about his billions, and then it gets to be a strange competition of not need. Where you need this money to get this. You've passed that a long time ago, so what you want to do is you want to just have it. And it is challenging, I'm sure, for people with a lot of wealth to keep their kids grounded.
People
right?
that actually
Most
have
parents don't succeed.
The balls to say it, and an honest conversation, they say, look, I have a few friends where they, you know, I love just joking around about it, but, you know, in private conversation, they'll say, look, this is great. Like the idea that I don't have to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh my God, how am I going to pay my mortgage?
Right.
That's awesome, right? But what's even harder now, what affords me the time, is to work twice as hard to make sure that their kids really appreciate what has happened in their life and what is in front of them.
Yeah, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge
it's horrible.
You know, because kids pretty early on, they process the fact that we've got that. There's some kids that are clueless. I would imagine the filthy rich, the people, the kids that are in a bubble from the time they are little bitties, probably sometimes they don't get that kind of perspective. But if you're a kid and you grow up as your parents are coming up the chain, you know, maybe it's strange. It's just it's very interesting.
I'm
to
real
think in
happy
terms like
with
that.
the way both Robert and Julia are right now, but that's, I think, a lot of luck because I know Carrie and I way overbought for them, and there was a lot of stuff going on.
Also, you had your own struggles.
I mean, that's
they
the
saw
thing.
you struggle.
They saw us struggle, and I mean, Robert went through his stuff, and because of that, he got attention. And so we'd say, well, how do we make Julia feel special?
Just lost a garage door.
Yeah.
And by the way, people jump on this show every day. What Rob's talking about is, and people don't realize that Rob's son had pediatric leukemia.
Yeah.
And
the
it
bad
was.
kind.
It was not the good kind of leukemia. It was and that
they're all bad, jerk.
I saw. Let me get it. Hold on. Here it is. All right, there we go.
They're all the same size, jerk.
There we go.
What size leukemia did he have? Oh,
they're all the same size, jerk.
Extra large leukemia, the worst.
Oh God. I watch a lot of CNN, and they've got a real push now for that Shriners Hospital, and there is nothing that rips me in two more than a sick kid. But anyway, I think that when you get to that level,
coloring with his feet, it's great.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
He's coloring with his feet.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any arms. That's why.
Things with his feet. It's great.
Yeah.
How
They're
could
the
you
most
make a joke
adorable.
about that, Pony?
He made a joke.
He's cold-hearted.
Hey,
everybody's
ruined the show today.
You said coloring with his feet like it was a joke.
It's a skill.
He's going to hell.
What is wrong with you?
That is so wrong.
That's
really bad.
That is a dark side
dark.
of the soul of Pony Boy.
God.
You think he's a sweet one? Listen to that joke, that
he's
singer.
Not sweet.
I'd really love to help you with your bonus show, but I'm making fun of the afflicted right now.
Jesus
I'll get back
Christ.
to you.
You know, it's you know what the factor is, Rob. It's the childless factor. That's
yes,
it.
Of course.
Changes your perspective on it. You know,
I don't think he'd laugh at a sugar glider that was missing a foot.
No, no one to love except something with a tail. But anyway, it's would you? We have since patched it up, but before we go to break here, would you like to hear how my evening ended last night?
I absolutely would.
Mrs. O'Mara was a little concerned that I came home a little tardy from my day with the boys yesterday, and when I walked in, I got that vibe from her, and then we kind of talked it out, and then it reared its ugly head. I thought everything had been resolved. We had put the little guy down. We were actually going to duck into the boudoir, and she was very tired, as she certainly let me know, and we were going to we were going to just repair to the marital bed for the evening.
Slumber.
And I literally was in the door, and this is the question that came: are you golfing on Valentine's Day?
Man.
Yeah.
My funny Valentine.
And then, perhaps because I was slightly exasperated with our previous conversation,
yes,
I said, "What day is it?" She said, "It's Wednesday." I said, "Yep."
Oh no!
And then once again, cue the sound again. And so I wrote it on the show. The top of my show prep today. Nothing good can come from this question. Are you golfing on Valentine's Day? And I said, she said, "Do you know that we weren't going to go out?" I said, I thought she said, you were going to cook a meal, and I was going to cook dessert, and that's the way. She said, do you really think, and then the second question, do you really think you'll have time? And at that point, my level of frustration was I said, you know what? Why don't you just you take a night of slumber, and I will repair to the living room. And it was perhaps not as sweet as that. It was a little bit more. Yes.
How long does it take you to make your signature heart-shaped meatloaf?
The one that I make every year.
Valentine's Day since
No,
1980.
what I do, I actually make a Cupid aspic that is just delicious.
But you do it with your feet.
Yeah. I do it all with, yes, thanks, Pony, you soulless horror creature. That's it. But anyway,
that leaves his hands free to do a crossword puzzle.
Right,
Mike, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I didn't chime in to that.
Thank you.
I'm a friend.
I appreciate that, Oscar. Yeah. And then the last word said to me, "Why don't you just sit out here and feed your fat face?" That was what I got. It was, but I got an apology this morning.
Yeah.
After she had a full night of sleep. We'll take a break and we'll come back.
Thanks, dear.
Yeah. You golfing on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Yup. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. An Adrian update.
Yes.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
Remember when we were talking about female sex robots?
Yes.
Okay, and that was fun.
I love this. Okay,
See,
we're at big win.
There was an article I found this week, and I love when I copy and print an article because it sometimes comes out with the headline huge, and my kid, Robert, comes down and sees this laying on my desk in this size font, and I'm going to read it the way the font, the size is. I'm going to reflect
Dad, what
that
are you doing?
in my voice.
All right.
Male sex robots with bionic penises, better than vibrators, could go on sale this year.
Wow.
So Robert comes down and says, "Can I get a ride to the Rex?" And I just go, turn it over. I said, "We'll leave in 10 minutes."
Give me a second. Gotta get one of these for your mom.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Oh, my God. I miss all of those during your show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Quip. Here's a fact. Good oral health impacts your overall health, so why aren't you brushing your teeth properly? Do you ever wonder about that? Come on. Be smart. Start brushing better today. All you need is Quip. QUIP, the company that's refreshing the way people brush their teeth. Quip is an electric toothbrush that packs premium vibration and timer features into an ultra-slim design, and there's a little sticky thing you can put right on your mirror, and it stays there, and it's sleek, and it looks like Apple designed it. It's wonderful. It's elegant, and they're backed by leading dentists, and it was one of Time Magazine's best inventions of 2016. They also won a GQ Grooming Award and made it on Oprah's 2017 New Year's list.
Oprah!
Best of all, Quip starts at just $25, and you can subscribe for new brush heads on a dentist-recommended 3-month plan for just $5. They also have incredible toothpaste that I use every single day.
Yes.
Go right now to getquip.com/TMOS to get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. Listen again, your first refill pack is free at getquip.com/TMOS. That's getquip.com/TMOS. Support TMOS by supporting Quip. It will make you smile like never before. Thank you, Quip. So, I was informed that we were supposed to have Mr. Adrian Garcia in studio today, but we don't. So what is the deal with this guy?
Well, coming into today, what was understood is that he was going to have his car and he was going to be here. But his arrival time of 8:30, not here. Pony, what's the latest?
Well, I not spoke with him, but I got a text from him.
Exchange communication.
His car was moved to an impound lot in Maryland.
Ah.
So he'll get his car back later today.
Sure.
Oh,
Mike, do you remember the real joy and really enthusiasm we put into giving the guy Adrian Garcia a real pep talk and saying we can do this together?
Yes.
Yeah.
United
absolutely.
we can, and we're gonna move you into 2018 with a new attitude of responsibility. And we'll see you next Thursday.
Right.
Yeah, we gave him a full pep talk. We got to call him.
Yeah.
We got to call him right now.
Yeah.
And who wants to show of hands? Who thinks he'll answer the phone? Anyone?
I
think he will.
No.
Oh, you guys really think he's going to answer?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, because
I think as soon as he texted Pony, he did what he did last week. He went right back to bed.
Oh.
He went right back to bed.
You don't think he's fueled by the nervous energy of getting his car from the impound lot in Maryland? He has to call like his brother or whatever and make that happen?
You really think so?
It's been a week, though. A week.
But this
fueled by nervous energy? I've
Yeah.
never seen him fueled by any energy.
Well, he's fueled by something.
But I mean, the fact is, I don't think so. I think he's probably, as soon as he got his ass covered that he didn't have to be up early in the morning and come into work. What time did you get the text, Pony? What time roughly? Do you remember?
I think it was about 30 minutes ago.
He woke up
About
late.
30 minutes ago. Okay, that gives him a little better shot at. No, he still might go back.
He just found out.
Yeah,
That doesn't make
exactly.
sense. He just found out on the Thursday he's supposed to be in that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, that was not even necessary.
Oscar's upset. Oscar was very instrumental in that pep talk.
You
so we
take
want to find out
2
what's
steps
going
forward, 2 steps back. We're calling him. I need you
He's
to
like
pot that up.
MC Scat Cat.
Calling Adrian Garcia, intern extraordinaire. Let's find out what's happening. See? 2 ringy dingies.
Bet on the wrong horse.
Maybe he's cleaning the bathroom.
Now we got to put him down.
3 ringy dingies.
Hello?
Yeah!
Good morning. Rob
Good
Spiewak
morning,
wins
everyone.
the pool. Rob Spiewak wins the pool that you would answer the phone. I thought you may. Were you sleeping? Tell me the truth.
No, today I was not sleeping. I'm ready to go pick up my vehicle today, so I'm up and ready. I'm up and at it.
You know what? Are you listening to the show?
I'm not at the moment. No, I'm just getting ready.
All right. So, then you know what, Rob? Rob, I have to tell you. He said. Did you hear what he said?
Almost
he literally
exactly
said
what I said.
Word for word. You get one. Rob Spiewak gets the ding because Rob was absolutely right. You're excited to get your car back, okay? But
100%.
we expected you to be here in the studio.
Hey, man,
today.
it's been a week.
Yeah.
I know. I paid everything yesterday, and then they told me that they moved the car from a garage here in Sterling all the way out in Maryland.
It's been
So I
a
had to go
week.
out.
A week. Why'd you just pay yesterday?
I did pay yesterday.
And why weren't we notified that you wouldn't have your car today?
Because I just found out. That's my bad.
I'm going to read Mike. I'm going to read back the transcript. It goes,
okay.
Homina, homina, homina.
Adrian, what time did you pay your debt to society, allowing you to get your car back?
It's 8 a.m., Mike. 8 a.m. on the
Yesterday morning, 8 a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
But then they had,
hold on. I'm asking questions, then just answer them, and then we'll let you expound as you gather your BS meter together. The fact is, after you paid it, when were you informed? At what time were you informed that the car had been moved?
This was at 2 p.m. I was informed that it was moved.
Okay, at 2 p.m.
6 hours for them to tell you that, hey, here's your bill of sale, and, oh, yeah, no car.
Oh, because it had to go through. First of all, the payment had to process with the bank.
Sure.
And then
Right.
apparently they had another company that took care of the towing, and then there's another company that took care of the storage of the car. So there were just a bunch of middlemen that I had to go through that just took forever.
All right.
to get
But it
proper
was 2
information.
o'clock. You should have popped off an email or a text knowing you wouldn't have your car today. Oscar Santana, I defer to you.
How does it feel to be the mayor of Loserville, USA?
Wow.
It
that's
does not
very
feel
harsh.
good. I hope I don't get elected for a second term.
You can't help it, Oscar. You gotta love him when he says stuff like that.
Sadly, I do think it is I think it's an appointed position, and I think you're there for some time, son.
I love
Mayor
it
for
when he
life.
comes up with the comedy
Mayor Barry over
response.
here.
I hope I don't get elected for a second term. That's
why
too
I can't
funny.
quit him.
That's why
That's why
me
he's gonna
too.
continue fleecing me
And
for
suddenly-
my dollars and my time.
The anger goes to love with that. And incidentally, I will say this. Now, here's where you're guilty. You're guilty of not letting anybody know that you weren't going to be in here today until early this morning. That's the slacker coming out. But I have to say, it also speaks to me that if you ever go through this and get your car repossessed, God,
Not
I
that
would
easy
imagine
to get it back.
Yeah, I would imagine there are probably people within this biz that thrive on making it as difficult a process as is humanly possible.
But on the opposite side, as a
Yes.
friend who owned the pay-as-you-go, pay with your job as your credit type of dealership, he had to go to Mexico to get back his cars.
Right. Yeah, I think that there are car dealers out there that had to go to Mexico.
Yeah, because he's in Phoenix, and he
It
goes.
was, they took the car from Phoenix. When you lived in Phoenix, a buddy of yours got it towed down to Mexico?
No. The person who bought the car, the guy owned the dealership. He said, "I'll be back. I'm going to Juarez." Like in a movie, and I said, "Oh, why you go there?" He goes, "We got to pick up some vehicles." that
Oh
are
my
down
God!
there.
Oh,
They put,
really?
that's how they put a GPS unit on these high risk vehicles
Mm-hmm.
with low credit, and they go
So
and
would
get 'em.
would people buy the car in the United States, then take it over the border and just leave
That
it there?
would happen sometimes, or they would
Oh
go
my
and travel, or
Wow.
they just moved and they didn't say, "Hey, I'm moving," or they would go across state or what nationality lines and then go into Mexico and be like, "I guess I don't have to pay that bill," so they'd have to go get the cars and bring them back over the border.
Lesson to be learned here
pretty
is
good idea.
could we put a GPS on Adrian?
He has
Hey,
one.
Hold on.
I'm sure
hold
there's
on.
one already.
Speaking of cars, I want to play my voicemail that I got.
Please.
Okay, hold on just a second. I just got to hit it. And no, I don't.
Might have been
wanna do that.
Tijuana.
All right, hold on.
Great town.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Lots of prostitutes there.
Hey, lots of prostitutes in your hotel.
God.
Don't I know it?
How's that going, by the way?
Yeah.
Listen.
Oh, hold on. Shh.
Hold on.
Hold
God
on.
damn it. God damn
See
it.
what you did, Adrian?
Freaking Apple, the crappiest phone ever invented by the Apple Corporation. Let me try it one more time.
Hopefully you
here. I'm
don't
gonna
get
put it on
reelected
speaker.
for a second term.
Second term. Loserville, USA.
Mayor for life.
And I work directly for Mr. Billy Facillo. Billy asked that I reach out to you and offer you an additional Billy bonus off the purchase or lease of a vehicle, plus the cruise. Please give me a call back as soon as
robocall
possible
and the
at
cruise?
39.
Yeah, you get a cruise. You get a cruise.
my
That's Billy.
God.
Got a call from, hi, this is blah, blah, blah. I work directly for Mr.
Yes.
Billy Facillo. Billy asked that I reach out and offer you an additional Billy bonus off the purchase lease of a Kia
Billy
and a
bonus?
cruise. And so there it is. It's
Well,
you
he's
know,
probably affected by the hurricanes.
I said to Carla last night, maybe I should call the sales manager and say, I will get out of my current lease and lease a Kia from you if you agree to have Mr. Facillo come on my show.
Yeah.
But then we determined rather quickly that it just wasn't worth it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So
Mike,
we
we'd
decided
love
not
to
do
have
that.
you on the Kia family.
Yes. Yeah, we
You'd
don't
look
we don't
good
wanna
in
be-
a Sorrento.
Yeah, you know what? I just can't bring myself to do it. But Adrian, the fact is that you've been through this, and it's your own fault.
Yeah.
You've gone
Correct.
through this, and we were really kind of looking forward to it. My God, I put it on the show prep number 2 item today that we were going to talk to you about your automobile, and here you are. And by the way, are you just sitting at home while you don't have this car? How are you getting anywhere now? Did you borrow a car? Have you taken a taxi? Have you taken an Uber? What's going on?
Yes, I've been using the
Something happened
and
here?
I've been getting a shuttle ride back to the house after work.
When you get the shuttle, do you sit on your phone?
Yeah, what is happening with your phone?
Are you on the couch in your bedroom?
I'm not on my couch. My phone sucks. I've told you guys this before. It's the worst coverage ever. It's like the Ting network or something.
Okay. Hey, listen to me. All right, listen.
Oh, here's sincerity now.
If you cared about yourself and your professional profile outside of being a pothead, not paying your bills, essentially living life like under all your own rules that don't work with society, you would have taken an Uber and eaten that cost and been here for the show. Did you think about that?
I should have. That would have been a really expensive Uber, and I have to start paying back my parents back for the car. So that takes all my money away for this week.
How are your parents?
They're
how are
doing
Mom and
great.
Dad doing?
I love them to death.
What are their names again?
Jose and Dolores.
That's wonderful.
Poor Jose and Dolores. All they wanted
They
was
worked so hard, and I'm just letting them down.
Well, no, they're trying to live the American dream, and you're the American nightmare.
You are. You're the American psycho.
Hey,
Hopefully
Adrian.
they wake up soon.
Totally unrelated, but does Dolores ever go by the 50s nickname Dot?
She did not. No,
Okay,
and she
just
also
checking.
didn't have an Irish band either.
Okay.
You know, that also works for women named Dorothy.
Dorothy. But Dolores is probably Dottie, and
Yes,
normally Dottie is normally Dolores.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Do your parents have pet names for each other?
No, they don't. They don't.
My shoulders are like tight.
Because you're so tense talking to him right now?
Yes, it's like when I fight with Mike, they are so tight. I'm so upset at him.
Have your parents given you any kind of these lectures that we've been giving you on the show?
Oh my gosh, every single day of my life.
Have you thought about maybe taking a little time hopping on the wagon off the, get on the pot wagon for a while and take a little break?
Yeah, like I said, this is a wake-up call, and I'm never going to let this happen again. So
more like a bake-up call. What?
All right, we got to go. All right, thank you. Thank you, Adrian.
All right, guys, see you tomorrow.
Always nice. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
That'll be superb.
So he'll be in tomorrow, and I'll want to speak to him. That's it. We'll take a break, come back with more fun.
What can we do?
We can promote his coworker. We'll talk about that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I'm Oscar Santana.
And I'm Todd Moore, and we're trying to bridge the gap between entertainment and
technology.
And we're doing it right now.
Yes, and we're much better than Rob Spiewak.
F you, Rob.
Listen to Tech 4-in-1. It's available on MikeO'MaraShow.com or find us on iTunes. Just search
for Tech 4-in-1.
New episode this
More
week.
Broadcasting. For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Remember, respect the promos.
Respect them. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Brought to you by Harry's. Did you know that using Harry's actually makes a great New Year's resolution? Because using Harry's can save you about $100 a year if you're a frequent shaver. That's smart. That's why I love Harry's. And Harry's is so sure of their blades. Why wouldn't they be? I've been using them for over 2 years now, and they're fantastic. They're going to give you their trial shave set for free. You really, really, really need to take advantage of this offer. All you have to do is sign up at harrys.com/TMOS. Just pay for shipping. That's it.
That's it.
Harry's is all about a great shave at a fair price, which is why over 3 million guys have switched to Harry's. I remember when that number was 1 million. Do you remember that? True story. Jeff and Andy, two ordinary guys who were fed up with getting ripped off, started Harry's because they wanted to fix shaving. And the shave will be the best you've ever had. They bought a German-owned, they own their own German factory with over 100 years of blade-making experience, and they back all their products with a 100% guarantee. It's fantastic. Claim your free trial offer from Harry's today. That's a $13 value for free when you sign up. Just cover shipping. Your free trial set includes a weighted ergonomic razor handle, a 5 precision-engineered blade cartridge with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade, rich lathering shave gel, and a travel blade cover. To get your free trial set, go to harrys.com/TMOS. That's harrys.com/TMOS. And we thank you.
Do those blades ever get dull?
I don't think they do.
I don't
change
think it's
them.
possible.
I've never changed a blade because it was anything other than just kind of a thought that maybe I should change it.
Yeah.
I've never changed it because I said, man, that's not a good shape. Never with Harry's.
They're the best.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Let me say hi to everybody on the fan page, the TMOS fan page, the seat of negativity. There are days like this on the fan page where I almost say I shouldn't look in ever. When I'm getting more, we discussed it. We discussed it on the bonus show, or did we discuss it on the regular show? Where it's the whole social media thing, where the land of negativity is what gets all the interest and gets all the heat.
I think that was the regular show yesterday. I could be wrong, but I think it was.
Guy busted my balls about, you should listen to the Tony Perkins show. Maybe you'd know. Maybe if you listen and say, what would your advertisers say about that? Well, my advertisers advertise on the Mike O'Mara show, sir. So that is something that you should be aware of.
Step off.
So the fact is, and then a whole thread started by Stephen Douglas McIntyre that said, "Did you hear that Mike moved to Florida?" Ha 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 ha, like that. And I sit there and my shoulders slump.
Aww.
I get very sad, and I said, "Look," and I know it can't be. It's a forum for people to express their views about the show, but it's so snarky sometimes, and it just doesn't feel very good, especially on the heels of what I said yesterday about the fact that what I like to do is get some legitimate feedback, and on that, it's crickets.
Nothing.
On that, it's absolutely crickets, because that's not negative. No. That's something where we're we're asking you to listen and give us some feedback, but it's much easier to be snarky McSnarky and do that, and it frustrates me. Thanks, guys. Okay.
If
anybody's worried about...
I had something to say. Settle down!
All right. Very good.
I feel the same way I felt when I was just yelling at Adrian Garcia when I sit here and I say, hey, High Sparrow, I got enough on my plate. We don't need you coming in, poking your nose, and we all know you moved to Florida, you moved to Atlanta. We didn't say anything.
That's right. What you need to do on this fan page, folks, is if there is someone in there that's being an ass and stirring it up, ignore them.
Yes.
Give us something
Where do they come
positive.
from? Because they're never any friends of mine that do
throw up
that.
some more emojis. Act like we're a little younger than we really are. We're essentially the Old Testament of answers here. I don't have time to read everything.
Love the smiley face with the braces.
Or the poopy guy. I'm good.
He's funny, yeah.
There were a lot of GIFs on the.
I love the GIFs. By the way,
there were a lot of GIFs on. I know. I'm saying I'm being fair to the fan club by saying there were a lot of GIFs on this thread. There were a lot of GIFs. So everybody was laying the GIFs on there, fast and furious. But it was just it's a little frustrating when it becomes that land of clever and which is not clever and snark and
the fan page is a warm, moist, dark environment, and mold just does very well there. And that's why it just prospers there. You need to keep yourself in the sun.
But it wasn't always like that. When we started, it wasn't like that at all. It was actually, a little bit more, here's what we're doing, this is what's happening, here's how we can do it. And by the way, is there a reason why, at least on my page, the fan page just scrolls so slowly? Is it just overloaded with GIFs? Is that what's happening? I have no idea.
That's the problem.
I just don't get it. I don't.
Come on, folks. Let's be a little positive energy and make it scroll fast and less GIFs.
Tell us what you love.
Yes.
Well, no. How about Valerie Asland, who was just so sweet and so kind? And it doesn't all have to be positive. I've said that before. I get it. But you know what? I'd love a post where she talks about how funny that she was embarrassing herself during the phone scan that we did because she spit out, rice and when she was eating later, and it was just really when the golden retriever was on the Wide Open Wednesday and had that booming bark. It was really, it was very, very, very cool. And look, I probably shouldn't get, all sad about looking at that, but sometimes it really is. And I've never made a secret of the fact that I do podcasts, but I don't, I don't like John Madden when he would do a broadcast, he wouldn't go back and listen to a tape of it.
Yeah.
He's doing it right now, and that's the way. And that applies to. And by the way, I've listened to Rob. I have listened to Cake and Cookies. I have listened to the Tony Perkins show. I have listened to all this. Do I do it regularly? No. And you know what? I probably could improve in that department. So I will take it under advisement. But at the same time, I've been very transparent about the fact that that's not what I do.
It's not like it's a secret.
I talk about it. The guys don't care. We're moving on. That's it. Anyway.
But how about something? You know what? You don't have to be positive, but let's lose the snark and let's be a little more constructive.
Well, the only thing I'm framing this in is the fact that we asked for feedback about our improved audio levels.
Nobody was like, "This is great."
And no one gave a rat's ass because they don't care.
Whatevs, man.
Yeah, big W.
It's just what they care about is the snark and maybe getting off a funny line. That's kind of it. And I get it. I understand that. But sometimes when you don't get any feedback for something that we put some effort into to improve, and we do get feedback about the negativity, it just gets to be a little old, and it gets frustrating. It really, really does. But that is where the fun lies. And and I would be lying if I didn't say that sometimes when you are dealing with certain individuals that are associated with this organization, you feel as though it really ain't about our show at all.
No, it's not.
No.
That's kind of frustrating. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. With that said, as far as Adrian Garcia, I hope you're not sad about this, but we are promoting Mac to Movie Reviewer the next time he comes in. If he comes in within the month, we'll tell him that. When is his orange ass going to be in the chair around here?
Should be tomorrow.
Thanks for giving me that detail, Pony. I appreciate it. That's why we are and Rob went right to the music. That's fine. That's good enough for them.
No. He is scheduled to be here tomorrow.
Yes.
Pony. When you say something like that, you say he's scheduled to be here tomorrow. When you say should be tomorrow, it means you don't know.
Well, I don't always know because look what happened today.
Okay.
Adrian should have been here today, and he wasn't.
All right.
But this guy has a car.
But
yes.
But
yeah.
I'll let you take this one, Commander.
Don't be an asshole, man. Listen to me, all right? All we're trying to do is keep him from having a coronary. And by him, I mean Mike, all right? So when you throw a willy-nilly should be tomorrow, maybe think about what you're going to say and say, he's scheduled to be here tomorrow, but we never know, if you want to allude to maybe the vagueness of our intern scheduling. And by the way...
Rob, ask me if I'm going to be on the show tomorrow.
Mike, are you going to be on the show tomorrow?
That is the noise I made.
That's what came out. That's what reflected. Yeah. And then when you say...
Ask me if I'm going to Japan.
Mike, are you going to Japan?
Maybe.
When you do that, you make us all look like jerks.
Well, I apologize.
Thank you. See, a little more impassioned enthusiasm.
There you go.
Yeah.
A little less snark.
Little less snark. Yeah.
Proactive. Come on.
All right, now you can hit the music.
Thank you.
Can't teach it.
Head hurts.
Anyway, we'll take a break and come back with
Sorry about the whole thing.
News you may not need. We should be doing that. We should be doing that in the next segment. But I'm not sure. Pelican. Fucking pelican could fly through the window. We'll take a break and come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Just because it's winter, that doesn't mean you have to forget about the beach. 97.1 The Wave is your beach station. And as the sun goes down, turn your radio up. The Mike O'Mara Show is on every weeknight at 7 p.m. 97.1 FM in Ocean City and 97.1thewave.com worldwide. The best music and your favorite radio show. That's enough to keep you warm until Memorial Day. That and plenty of drinking. 7 p.m. 5 nights a week, TMOS on the Wave. Hot fun in the wintertime.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our bonus packages. You already know how important it is to buy the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Remember, the future of our show depends on it. But even if you've already bought yours, think of others. Now it's easier than ever to give the gift of the bonus show. If you have someone in your life that would love the bonus show, listen up. Just click the bonus gift the bonus show. It says gift bonus show on it. It's the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Boom, it's that easy. You can send the gift certificate to yourself, or you can give it in person. Send it directly to the recipient so they can start enjoying the show right away. It's never been easier to give the gift of laughter, and better yet, they'll get access to all our bonus content, and you'll be helping TMOS. So please quit sucking, start giving, and we thank you. We'll see you at the next bonus show, everybody.
News.
Boo. By the way, a brand new Political Persuasions will hit today. Yours truly, along with the very, very smart Mr. Chris Freites. We will break down this next story. We will do a deep dive on it, but here is the very latest. Last week, the Wall Street Journal reported that President Trump paid porn star Stormy Daniels $130,000 back in 2016 to keep quiet about an affair they'd had a decade earlier. Stormy denied that report, but today In Touch Weekly published an interview they allegedly did with Stormy in 2011, long before that supposed payoff occurred.
Okay.
Here's what they say she told him. She met Trump at a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, Nevada in 2006. He asked her to dinner. She said yes, but they ended up in Trump's hotel room and had what Stormy called textbook generic sex.
Hey, that's high praise, really.
She added, quote, nothing crazy. It was one position, what you would expect someone his age to do.
So disgusting.
This was 4 months after Donald's wife, Melania, gave birth to their son, Barron. Trump also asked Stormy to sign her porno flick 3 Wishes for him and talked about getting her on The Apprentice. Trump continued to call Stormy regularly, and they met up several more times. She says that he called her Honey Bunch.
That's great, like an old man, like Fred Mertz.
And compared her to, this is the part that I had to put the story on, and compared her to Ivanka. Quote, he told me once that I was someone to be reckoned with, beautiful, smart, just like his daughter. Look, I'm just the messenger here.
Creepsville.
In Touch claims that at the time of this interview, they corroborated Stormy's claims with other evidence and also had her take a polygraph test, which she passed. So that's the latest on that.
There are so many levels of wrong there, but I think as troubling as the daughter thing is, why would he want an autographed copy of a porno?
Hey, the thing about it is that, first of all, in any other politician on any level, this would be big stuff. It's not. Do you notice that? It's just not that big a deal.
Gotta find
it's
the dead body.
To me. We'll talk about that on Political Persuasions this week. In a new interview, Justin Timberlake admitted that the wardrobe malfunction was brought up during his negotiations to headline this year's Super Bowl halftime show. He said, quote, naturally, that's something we talked about. To be honest, it wasn't too much of a conversation. It's just one of those things where you go like, what do you want me to say? We're not going to do that again. He also said that he and Janet Jackson have made peace, and for once he kind of owned up to it being his fault. He said, quote, I stumbled through it. I had my wires crossed, and it's just something that you have to look back on and go like, okay, well, you can't change what's happened, but you can move forward and learn from it. Let me just make a little show note here, okay?
Okay.
Never, ever read a Justin Timberlake quote again. Thank you very much.
Wouldn't it be
just
great
wanted to do that.
if we're at Jimmy's and we're watching the Super Bowl and halftime comes on, he just comes out and whips it out?
Right, yeah. But here's another quote. Here's another quote from
NFL.
This last quote from Justin Timberlake was, well, I like, I don't, well, yeah, okay, like Disney, yeah, okay. Anyway, that's moving right along.
And the FCC, in today's climate, what are they going to do? The president's dropping S-bombs left and right.
Exactly.
I know. Look at CNN. I mean, it was like the S-bomb factory one night. Dolly Parton, I love this lady.
Yes.
She has been awarded 2 Guinness World Records.
One for each.
Because thank you. Boob joke. Boob joke. Boob joke. Boob joke. Boob joke. Boob joke. Warning. Boob joke, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Spiewak. Boob joke. Boob joke. Boob joke. Anyway, Dolly Parton has been awarded 2 Guinness World Records, and because she's Dolly and is a national treasure, the Guinness people made the trip to Nashville for a personal presentation. Awesome. Let's start with the 2 world records. One is for the most hits on a U.S. Hot Country Songs chart by a female artist, the most of all time.
That's awesome.
She accomplished that by having a total of 107 so far. Wow. The other is the most decades with a top 20 hit on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. That spans 6 consecutive decades. It started in 1967 with a song called Something Fishy.
Oh, yeah. No.
And it was last year's version of one of my all-time favorites, Jolene, with Pentatonics. And so that's, is it
that's
Pentatonics?
Right. She must make so much money with all these
absolutely.
hits.
That's why she can have her very own theme park.
Yeah, sure enough. And do you know they changed the name? It's no longer Dixie Stampede. It's just Stampede.
Stampede!
Stampede!
Stampede, gonna have a Stampede chocolate pot. If your deodorant doesn't get you through your day, your diet might be to blame.
Pony.
All right, somebody check out what Ropo's having for lunch.
Hey, he's here.
Here.
And he's got a piece of pizza in his hand.
He's literally walking in the door now.
Let bring him in for just 1 second. This is terrible.
He
This is
had a
terrible.
slice
Off
of
the street. Off the street. in
Rofo,
here
that
right
shirt
now.
does not
This
fit
is
you
tough.
anymore, man.
Rofo,
Rofo,
what did you have for lunch yesterday? Do you remember? Lunch and dinner, if you can pull it, if you can remember it. Do you remember?
Oh, had some chili for lunch.
Okay.
Big bowl of chili, courtesy of Oscar Santana.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And,
did you guys go out to eat? Did you guys go out to
no,
eat?
here in the studio. I'm doing a lot of work. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He gave
very
me his
good.
platinum card, and I went over there and grabbed it.
Okay. All right. So you had some chili.
Never
Very
offers
good.
to pay, ever.
That's
all right. That's good. And what else? What did you have for dinner last night?
And then Oscar's lovely wife Shannon came over, and she brought some leftovers.
Yeah, tzatziki, gyros, or
it was a gyro with some homemade tzatziki sauce and nice.
All right. That's wonderful. That's good. I just wanted to know for this next door. You can be excused.
Oh, thank you.
So anyway,
And close
if
the door behind you because we don't want to hear the fibers on that shirt screaming.
if your deodorant,
hold on. Come back. Come back.
Come on.
Mike, just breathe. I know you wrote it. You got to read it 2 seconds.
No,
all right?
I'm doing it's the bit that I asked him what he ate, you moron.
He must be in the news.
Look. Look how tight this shirt is.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is sexual.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
You're going to need a bucket.
See,
Thank you.
Always on. Always
Yes,
on.
yes,
If your deodorant doesn't get you through the day, your diet might be to blame. Here's the 6 foods that can make you stink.
Okay.
Red meat. There was plenty of that in the chili.
Yes.
It's hard to digest and leaves residue behind in your digestive tract, which mixes with bacteria and comes out in your sweat. A study in 2006 found women were more attracted to guys who were vegetarians. Hey! Because their sweat smelled better. Number 2, I'm out. Oh, sorry about that. Where's my buzzer? Put it in here. Thank you. Alcohol. Most of it gets metabolized by your liver, but a tiny amount comes out in your sweat.
Oh.
Well, that's not always a tiny amount. Sometimes it's like when you smell like booze. That's what I'm told, too. It's not your breath. It's the sweat, the alcohol coming out.
I had mornings where if you held a match to my arm, you'd just get a low-lying blue flame.
And and when you're around it, Rob, have you ever been around somebody that smells like that? There's nothing more unappealing than that smell of
Never worked
booze
with
coming
anybody
through.
who was like that.
So you end up smelling like stale beer. Let me just say I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? It's a tie, I'm sure.
I know. Oh, I remember you in Reno. You, boy. Number 3, fish can make some people smell bad. There's a metabolic disorder called fish odor syndrome.
You know what's a great song is the Dolly Parton hit from 1967, Something
Fishy.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Fish odor syndrome makes your sweat smell fishy.
If you take too many fish oils, that will happen to you.
It will happen.
Okay.
And if you take a whole bunch, you smell like Abe Vigoda.
My wife, Bernice. Number 4 is broccoli and asparagus because they both have a lot of sulfur.
Sure.
Okay. Number 5 is garlic. It has another sulfuric compound called allicin. Allicin. And it's not necessarily a bad smell, though. A few studies have found that some people are actually turned on by it. And number 6 is, ladies and gentlemen, coffee. It might not make you smell worse on its own, but stimulants like caffeine make you sweat more. You could end up sweating out more of those other odors we just talked about. So thank you for your participation on that story, Rofo. I truly appreciate it. Oymyakon. Oymyakon is a small village in the Siberian region of Russia, and its claim to fame is that it's the coldest place on Earth where people actually live. Well, they figured that notoriety might draw some tourists, so a few years back they put up a new tourist attraction, a big giant thermometer. Then earlier this week, the temperature in Oymyakon hit minus 88 degrees Fahrenheit. And that made it so cold that it broke the town's giant thermometer. Believe it or not, that wasn't even the record low in the village, but it is the modern record. Back in 1933, they hit minus 90 degrees. So,
wow.
There you
but it's a
have it.
dry cold.
Does mercury go everywhere?
I don't know. Maybe they're all breathing it there in that Oymyakon. And now a little something. A Florida man was arrested on Tuesday for reportedly calling 911 while he was intoxicated to report that his wife was a black widow spider. Deputies said 61-year-old William Rutger appeared to be highly intoxicated and was slurring his speech. They also noted that his breath smelled like alcohol, bet it was his sweat, and he was unable to express coherent thoughts. Before leaving the residence, deputies informed Rutger that the 911 system is for emergencies only. And despite those warnings, Mr. Rutger called 911 a second time less than 2 hours later to report that his wife was a black widow spider.
It's a scooter.
After the second call, Rutger was arrested and charged with misuse of the wireless 911 system. When asked about the incident, Mr. Rutger said, "I should have just called the exterminator." I'm sorry. That's it. We'll take a break and come back with the audio vault on the. We should be back with the. We should.
Mike, the audio vault has been scheduled, but who knows?
Yes, you never know when they're going to be.
No,
we'll be right back.
Hi there. Jack Tush back with intelligence from your wife. Did you know that sugar gliders can help increase virility for cigarette-smoking anime fans? And women find them hot. It's true. And if you need to get away from it all, 4 out of 5 doctors recommend a good $5 margarita. Here's another fact you should know about. We all need more laughter. You can get it with a TMOS bonus package. It's an extra hour of laughs that support the other 5 shows throughout the week. And at less than 5 cents a program, it's a great bargain. Plus, you get the entire bonus show library when you subscribe. To get in on the fun, click on the bonus show banner now at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And that's intelligence from your wife.
Thank you very much, Jim Amato. Pitching his voice down. He still sounds like Jim Amato.
He does. You can't shake it.
But I love that voice, so that's okay with me. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Are you in need of great talent for your business, but you're short on time? You don't have to get lost in a huge stack of resumes to find your perfect hire. All you need are the right tools, smarter tools. Let ZipRecruiter help. ZipRecruiter posts your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with just a click. Then, ZipRecruiter actively looks for the most qualified candidates and then invites them to apply for you. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. It doesn't depend on the candidates finding you. It goes out and finds them. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. They can't tell you that unless it's true. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes and industries. You can use ZipRecruiter no matter you have 2 employees. You can do ZipRecruiter. You do it. It'll get you somebody right. They find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. One more time, try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire that man or woman. And now let's get the audio vault from Rob Spiewak. Take it away, Rob.
Woman. You said woman, and a great woman is back on TV. And her name is Ann Curry.
Yeah, I saw this.
She is promoting a PBS show, but she was on the CBS morning show yesterday. Hasn't done the Today Show yet. And they asked her, they said, were you shocked with the allegations and the facts that came out about Matt Lauer?
I can tell you that I am not surprised by the allegations.
What do you mean by that, Ann? What do you mean that you're not surprised?
Because
you had heard things, you knew things. What does that mean?
That means that I would be surprised if many women did not understand that there was a climate of verbal harassment that existed.
Stop it right there. I'm sorry. She's improved.
Oh, she's just the same.
I mean, what is she saying? All right, so she's being Ann Curry. She is being Ann Curry. All right. You're not surprised. What is the reason? And then she launches into that
circular
word salad that is just impossible to decide. Are you not surprised because you knew coworkers? Are you not surprised because you experienced it firsthand? Are you not surprised because people that had gone through it spoke to you? What is she saying?
Well, they call
I'm
her
sorry,
on
that irritates the hell out of me.
They call her on it here. So
all right, let's listen.
Someone said that they didn't see that. So a verbal sexual.
All right, let me stick with
Sorry. I just don't. I'm gonna make. She just said verbal sexual harassment was pervasive.
Yeah, you were asking me a very direct question. I'm an honest person. I want to tell you that it was. Yes. Period.
But she tried to dodge it.
So weird.
Yeah, that's just her. She can't get it. She not. My God. I mean, really, I would love to say, Ann Curry, I am sorry you experienced that. You didn't tell me whether you experienced that or not.
But that's
you
still
want
not.
it. You want to get. You want it. You want your cake, and you can eat. Oh, come on.
Ann Curry's
I'm
cake.
sorry. She has cemented it again as she is What is her deal? She is a phony. No, you're not being honest with that kind of response.
That wasn't even her best moment, because what she wanted to say is she did not want to do any harm with these interviews she's doing. But this is what she said yesterday.
Do you believe that Matt Lauer abused his power?
I'm trying to do no harm in these conversations.
What?
She said,
God, I'm trying to do harm.
Oh. She can't even get that right.
And she was trying to say, I'm trying to do no harm.
Exactly.
Like physician, like she's a physician. Do no harm.
Do no harm.
That's the wrong oh, God.
All right.
You know what? I mean, she never belonged on the national stage anyway, in my opinion, and this cements it with me. And by the way, I think Ann Curry, this is not a question of you burning a bridge or looking bad. This is actually being on top of something that is top of mind for men and women all over this country, and I would have loved to hear some insight. And by the way, everybody associated with that show is playing it the same crappy way.
Of course.
And if you're going to have an entire movement with women of courage that have come forward to rat out some of these pigs, I think that if anybody has any knowledge of this, it would be helpful. Because a man is now, out there and done. And there was no hearing, there was no mediation, and everybody knows he did it. So how about a little corroboration for people that are viewers that are out there,
And leave Aziz Ansari alone. There, I said it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
A bad day.
That's Oscar. That's not me. I have not come up with a... and by the way, I'm not defending Matt Lauer. I think Matt Lauer was
an
idiot.
Give us the evidence.
But I'd love to hear someone say, well, I'm not surprised. That's just a... God, what a cop-out.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Do no harm.
Do no harm.
Saint Anne!
Here, Mike, is something that will make you happy. After 4 months, it's been 4 months since Hurricane Maria, and a school in Puerto Rico finally got their power back yesterday. Ooh. This video was trending on YouTube. These are the kids when the power clicked on in this school after 120-some days of no electricity.
God bless them. God bless
every classroom
them.
Just ebullient. Love
God bless those kids.
Isn't that great?
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad to see some progress, and thank you for putting a Puerto Rico story on the news. That's good stuff.
And Ann Curry did no harm, which is nice. We close with this.
My goal is to do no harm.
I don't know what I'm saying right now.
What happens is I saw something I never saw and experienced things that nothing was experienced. And yes, no. What? Let us go to South Korea. We close with this. There is a variety artist. He calls himself Big Marvel. And you know how if you have a rubber chicken with a squeaker, if you squeeze it really hard, you get a high noise, right? And if you squeeze it slower, you get a lower noise. Big Marvel can play
Mine's
songs.
in the car.
Hi-oh. This is Big Marvel's talent. He can play the song Let It Go on a rubber chicken.
Okay.
Big Marvel, South Korea.
Oh, playing the hits.
This is South Korea?
South Korea. I saw an interview with Big Marvel, and he said, Mike, first, do no harm. That's your magic audio ball. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
That's it, people. Thanks for joining us for another episode of TMOS. Don't forget to update the brand new app 24/7. You can get us every single day all over your body. All messages for our weekly mailbag can be sent to Rob with 2 B's at MikeOmeraShow.com. Our mailing address is TMOS Box 32101, Washington, D.C., 22007. I am not surprised because I heard no talk thing about, Matt was good, bad, no, do no harm.
Thanks for listening. Join us again for the best part of your day. I wanted to do it too. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.